I can always tell when a guy likes me because they're always not my type.
Favorite is when people are like, oh, you're gonna die alone if you don't drop those standards. Your standards are too high. You're gonna die alone. Bitch, I'll die right now. I'll die prematurely. I'll die today before I drop my standards. I'll be out today. No, I'm not living like that.
Bye, have a great time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the desert, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be doing a deeper dive into women's philosophy, ways of viewing men and the world. And I'm actually not going to call it philosophy because that makes it look like they actually know what's happening or have any sort of idea or logic behind it. We all know it's all emotion based, so let's just say the way they view the world through their feminist lens. So let's get started, gentlemen, and then after that we have a couple of articles.
Ladies, men's primary focus is not relationships. They are biologically selfish. And they can come in the comments here and deny it until they're blue in the face. But this is the facts. And the quicker you realize this as a woman, the happier you will be in this life.
Well, off to a good start, just putting all men in one bag. Something you'll notice me do is I either say modern women or Western women or the vast majority of women, but to just make a general assumption about all women is ludicrous, is nuts. I will never do that. Yet these women, guys, they absolutely believe that all men are the same. Now, when they say all men, yes, you are correct. She's talking about the 10% of bad boys she's dated. That's all it is. They pick the wrong guy 36 times in a row and they think that all men are like this when it comes from their own stupidity.
This life. Once you realize that a man does not give an F about you, you will be happier as a woman. When you start to think this way, you will naturally prioritize yourself. And that is something that as women we should have done many years ago. We should have done centuries ago. And I don't just mean being out here for survival. No, I mean really decentering men and centering ourselves. Men's primary focus is not relationships. It's career, status, and personal goals. Where's relationships in that? Doesn't exist.
Again, those are the men at the top. I will even say, guys, the vast majority of men in society are weak and are simps. And they don't care about no career, they just want to be with a woman because it makes them feel good. And those are the men, coincidentally, which she doesn't want to date. She doesn't want to look in their direction. She cannot respect them, she doesn't give a crap about them. She is aiming higher at the men who know what they're doing and of course are attractive. Of course, let's not forget that. That's the sort of men that she wants. Little does she deserve them, of course, because she's not the type of woman you want to keep. But yeah, we agree on that. You should decenter men in your early years and focus on actually building a personality, rather than being one of the many Kim Kardashians out there.
Because men don't center their lives around relationships. In fact, they see relationships as just like an addition, as something that's just kind of there. Just kind of there lingering. They don't go out seeking relationships. They go out seeking pleasure. Oh yeah. And we're gonna trigger some men today because they're not gonna like that. Oh no, we care about love. No you don't. No you don't.
She thinks she triggers us. I couldn't care less, to be honest, about your stupid opinion. But no, men do care about relationships. It's just, again, guys, she's talking about the men that she's dated, the ones that cannot even remember her name, when in reality she's doing the same. She doesn't like those chads because she loves who they are or any crap like that. No, she will be the first one to dismiss them and go with the next best thing in the next morning, you know? So you are literally the same. as the people you despise. You are the same. You're not with them because you like who they are inherently. You're with them because of how they make you feel.
No, you don't. And the younger you realise this as a girl as well, by the way, the happier you will be. Because, ladies, men do not give an F about you, and they never will. Because they are not wired to care about you. They are wired to feel fulfillment through doing things like providing and protecting. They get a hit of dopamine from doing those things. So when they take care of you and they do these manly things that they are supposed to do, that are their duties, they get a hit of dopamine.
Yeah. It's nature's way of making sure that we protect you. I mean, guys, imagine if doing all those things or paying attention to women, imagine if that was a chore. Would you do it? No. Or at least you will be much less incentivized to do it. If you didn't feel attracted to women's physical appeal, their crappy, shitty-ass personalities wouldn't even make you want to consider them for 1 second. So you're not telling me anything I didn't know already. Yes, it makes me feel good, and men as well, to protect women. Of course, it's only natural. I don't know what's shocking about that.
The happy hormones, they feel good. That's it. That's as far as it goes with a man. He's never going to feel anything else for you. He's not going to feel that undenying love that you've been taught in the fairy tales, that we've been taught as young girls growing up, that you.
Let me see the words that you used again, please. Underlying, did you say?
You've been taught in the fairy tale. Feel that undenying love that you.
Undenying. Well, let me just ask you guys. Have you ever felt undenying love with women? Just answer down below. There's probably going to be a few of you say they are. But for the vast majority of men, we have never even began to feel that. I'll tell you what men have felt. Conditional love from your gender. The moment we screw up, the moment we go through a bad period, you leave us. So don't be talking about undenying love when all you can provide at best is conditional love based on what we provide.
You've been taught in the fairy tales, that we've been taught as young girls growing up, that, you know, there's Prince Charming. There was nothing charming about Prince Charming. And all the princesses, they were silenced. They had to sacrifice things in order to be princesses. They were controlled. They were watched. The fairy tales really aren't fairy tales. And the quicker you realize this, the happier you will be in life. And you will stop putting your life on pause and wasting all your good years. When men don't care about you, they don't care about you. They don't. They've showed you consistently, time after time, that they don't care about you. They don't care about women. Men only respect other men. When has a man ever really valued your opinion? Oh.
I mean, based on your opinion right now, I will never respect your opinion. If you actually said something that matters, then I will. You know, guys. But she's hurt. I get it. She's been hurt by the chads she herself picked. So it's alright if you're a bit emotional and you speak crap. Now let me tell you, I have also been hurt. Most people watching right now, whether men or women, they have also been hurt, you know. But then again, I am a man, right? So I can be rational, assess the situation and say, hey, if they dumped me because I wasn't convenient to them anymore, it's only how life is. It is what it is. Women are like this, you know. I can be rational. You cannot. You're a woman. You're emotional. You cry about it. And you receive comments, oh, boss, babe, you deserve better. And that makes you sleep better at night. Literally closing your eyes to the truth makes you feel better at night. And the truth is, that you have put yourself in this situation. You are actually the gender that is worst at loving, alright? Men's love is way more pure, way more unconditional, and way more everlasting. So you are the one, statistically speaking, that will love less.
Wait. I'll wait. When has a man ever valued your opinion? Oh, but if his friend said the same thing to him that you said to him, he would take his friend's advice. He would listen to his friend. He would value his friend's view above yours. But yet you still want to sit here and be like, oh, no, like my man like really cares about me and he really listens to me and he really, you know, like listens to what I've got to say and he cares about what I have to say. Does he?
I mean, sorry, but my friends don't stop talking to me for no reason. Don't give me the cold shoulder. Don't get mad because they had a bad dream. Don't base their whole worldview based on their emotions. If my friends did that, I wouldn't value their opinions either. It really isn't about gender. If you want your opinions to be valued, have good opinions. If you are emotional and you base your whole personality around that and you create problems out of thin air and you do all those stereotypically female things that you like to do, then we're not going to respect your opinion at all, and we shouldn't.
Does he? Or is he just doing it because he feels like he has to and he wants a happy life? Ladies, wake up and smell the coffee. Men do not give an F about you and they never will. And I'm saying that not to be horrible and not to be mean. And I have been targeted on here. I get hateful DMs by these triggered men, but you know what? I don't care. I continue to post this content and I continue to send out this message because this is a safe space for women to finally find their voice and find their power.
Well, here ends the TikTok. Again, not a very manly decision to target this woman. There's a difference between, like, for example, I get emotional talking about her, but I'm not talking to her directly. You know, I will never go to her DMs and say, ah, you're a B-word. Not a very masculine decision to do that. But anyway, she's hurt, guys. It's alright. Her opinion is stupid and invalid. And she's very, very wrong, statistically speaking, philosophically speaking, psychologically speaking. But it's alright. She's a woman. And she's probably on her period as well, which made her, you know, a bit more butthurt about the charts that she herself chose. So it's alright. I mean, we're men. We're gonna be understanding. But now let's move on to our article stories, guys. We have two. The first one is titled, Am I Shallow? I'm a 30-year-old plus-size girl and a late bloomer. I've never been in a relationship or on a date. Had a situationship last year and that's how I got my first kiss, lost my V-card, etc. Wow. Bravo. Round of applause for the best decision I've ever seen in my life. My hell, losing your V-card in such a way, jeez, it's pathetic. Out of desperation, my hell. Alright, I haven't been putting myself out there or anything. I kind of gave up on love. Today I got a message from a guy in his 60s. He asked if we could meet up and I politely declined. He called me a fat, shallow cow. A fat, shallow cow. I was confused as to why shallow. So the cow part, she gets it. The fat part, I can understand. But the shallow, she really didn't. And he said it's because of his age and nobody wants a fat B-word. So stop being so shallow. For some reason, this is really bothering me. Am I shallow if I don't want to date someone who's older than my dad? I mean, shallow is not the word that I will use, but you know, I can understand this guy. Pick a lane. Are you gonna be a desperate moron who loses her V-card in such a pathetic way in a situationship? Or are you going to be this woman with standards? You know, so I can understand this guy's frustration. Maybe calling her a fat, shallow cow was a bit too much. But in the end, pick a lane. Are you gonna be a 304 or not? If you're a 304, what's the problem with being with a 60-year-old guy? He even invited you to a date, you know? He even asked you out. He made the effort instead of your situationship that broke your back and pumped and dumped you and left you there with your legs open, you know? So he's showing more respect. Why? Just because he's 60? Anyway, maybe you don't agree with me. Let me know. But now let's move on to what really drives cheating. We're gonna have a discussion here, guys. Okay, I've always wondered what really drives someone to cheat in a relationship. Is it boredom, feeling appreciated, or just the thrill of doing something forbidden? Was it planned, or did it just happen? No judgment here, I'm just genuinely curious about what goes on in those moments. Feel free to share your thoughts. I'm interested in hearing different perspectives. Alright, let's have a look at the perspectives. My wife cheated to, quote-unquote, find herself. Well, that, guys, if you didn't know, is my personal favorite reason. When they need to find themselves. Just such a good reason, you know? My hell, I'm gonna live however many years it takes in jail, but if someone tells me that they cheated because they wanted to find themselves, I'm gonna do what's necessary. Let me just frame it that way. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm not inciting violence. One here says, I had S3X with my soon-to-be ex-husband 5 to 6 times a week, and he still cheated constantly. Sometimes it's really just the person, and they are a piece of crap. I can very much agree with this comment. Sometimes, guys, this is the conclusion that I've come to. There's no reason behind it. They are just a piece of crap. They are just bad, terrible, selfish, narcissistic people. That's why they cheat. There's no reasoning. But otherwise, excluding that, I would say that for men, most of the times it's due to a dry bedroom. I think that's why men cheat. For women, I don't know. It's harder for women. For men, it's pretty simple. They are either pieces of crap or they cheat because they don't have fun at home, right? For women, it could be a bit more things. So let's continue. The number 1 person to cheat with is a coworker. The number 2 person is your best friend's mate. What is the common denominator? Spending time with each other. Opening windows your partner knows nothing about. This is also a very good comment. And also, I should mention, cheating is always premeditated. I'm sure most of you, if not all, already know this, but I've stumbled upon people who say that, oh no, it just happened. It just happened. These things don't just happen, right? It's always premeditated. They want the perks of a relationship without the commitment. Kind of a no-brainer. One here says, I cheated when I was 19 and then never did again. For me, it was because I was really insecure about my desirability to women. I had spent much of my adolescence feeling hopeless with girls. Although I really liked my then girlfriend, part of me thought it was a fluke. She seemed to like me, but somehow I felt it must be fake, or just some weird happenstance. When I met another girl who seemed to be into me, I found it too tempting to pass up to prove to myself that I could be attractive to girls/women. We're gonna leave the comments here, guys. What do you think? This last one is quite telling because, yeah, most of the times, that's my opinion, but cheating is due to insecurities or just, the person being a bad person. And a lot of the times they didn't have a good family or they are just selfish and things like that. Like, what cheating is a lack of loyalty, not only towards the person you're with, but towards yourself. If you allow yourself to cheat, that just means you don't have the inner strength, you know, to be loyal to yourself and have principles, have values that you abide by. So cheating always showing that a person is just a bad person. But now, guys, we're going to leave the video off here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next time.